All right, everybody, happy 4th of July. So I was thinking about the 4th of July and what it means to us in general as Americans. So number one, the word that comes to my mind is commitment, okay? July 4th, 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed. It was signed by some of the greatest men in that generation. What did it mean? Those signatures meant 100% total commitment to a cause. It wasn't, we should really think about becoming a part of our own country and we should really found our own states. It wasn't that. When those men put their signatures on that piece of paper, that document, guess what happened? They literally signed their own death warrant, okay? They were making sure that they had no other options except to win, okay? They knew that they would be hung for treason if they lost. Those were some of the most prominent men in the Americas at that time. Okay, so they had commitment. If you go back to the Latin word decision, what does it mean? Okay, it is two parts. It's de and caedere. De is from and caedere means to cut. What that means is you cut yourself off from all other options. Okay, Napoleon Hill talks about this a lot. I love it. It's in his book, Think and Grow Rich. If you have not read Think and Grow Rich, you have to read Think and Grow Rich. It's extraordinary, okay? So he talks about this in his book. There was a war general who went over to this island with all of his troops, and he said, listen, we have got to win this battle. You have no other options. So he took their boats and set them on fire. He says, look, gentlemen, you have no other options except to win. It's either win or die. And that was the kind of commitment that it took to win that battle. You have to make a commitment in your life for whatever it is you want. Okay, I don't care whether you're going for your black belt. I don't care whether you are going to make a certain amount of money every year. I don't care whether you're going to win in a relationship. Whatever it is you want. I have some goals I've set out for myself this year to bench press a certain amount, to be able to do certain things with my body, be able to hit certain training goals for my martial arts. I have those commitments. Those are decisions. And it's not just the decision that's important, okay? It's what decision truly means. We say decision in our society pretty weak. We say, oh, I'm going to make my New Year's resolutions. That's my decision for this year. And that lasts for about 2 or 3 weeks, for some people 2 or 3 months. You have to make a real decision. Well, what is a real decision? If you say, you know what, I am going to run 10 miles a week, you go do it, okay? Now, you do have to listen to your body a little bit. You can't run faster than you have strength, essentially. So I've got a ton of experience with this. I start getting into my commitments and I say, oh my gosh, if I go any harder, I am literally going to damage my body. I did it in high school. I've done it post-high school when I dislocated my shoulder. I had to be very careful starting to retrain. So if you do have injuries, you have to be careful with that type of stuff when you're talking about physical training. You're talking about a commitment to your business, a commitment to your job, a commitment to a certain thing that doesn't require your body's cooperation as much. You got to do it. So how do we start those commitments? Number one, you got to decide what you want. Okay, what is it that you want that you are willing to sacrifice for? Because it's going to be a sacrifice. Okay, figure that out. Number two, write it down. Then number three, after you've written it down, put an end date on it. I'm going to achieve XYZ by this date. Okay, if you don't write it down and write a date by, that's just a wish. Okay, everybody's got wishes, everybody's got dreams, but you've got to have commitments. You've got to have something that you're willing to get up for. Okay, if it's something like, you know what, I want to look like this by the end of the year, and it might be a certain body build, it may be a certain ability to run a certain distance in a certain amount of time, whatever it may be, make that a straight up commitment in your life. If it means you have to get up at 6 a.m., you got to start making some different decisions about your time at night. You might need to go to bed a little bit earlier. You might be able to do a little bit different things at night. You might need to start feeding your body differently. Okay, so you got to make a commitment. Okay, there is a story in Think and Grow Rich. I absolutely love this. I'll share this with you. There was a guy, Mr. Darby, and he started this gold mine. Okay, when he started this gold mine, he found this gold vein, and it was awesome. They went and got some equipment, came back, and just started mining gold. And what happened was they lost the vein. Okay, and they kept mining, they couldn't make it work. They finally took their equipment and sold it to a junk dealer. Okay? Junk dealer said, well, maybe these guys were onto something. He found a geologist and said, hey, you know what? I'm kind of confused about what happened here. Can you check this out and see? Maybe they lost the vein. What happened to it? And the geologist came in and said, oh, well, the vein is just because of the way the rock structure, there's this fault line. It's right here. Mr. Darby stopped 3 feet from gold. Okay? And when they started mining that gold process, that gold mine, what happened is they mined it and mined it and mined it and mined it. They took out more gold out of that mine than you can even fathom. It was crazy the amount of gold that came out of that mine. All because the junk guy decided that he would go and consult an expert, and Mr. Darby didn't. He gave up. He stopped literally 3 feet from extraordinary wealth. Okay? He later used that in his career as selling life insurance. He said to himself, you know what? I am never going to stop because people tell me no when I ask them to buy life insurance. And he became one of the top life insurance sales people in America. And you start looking at what those commitments are. You start looking at what do you have to do to be a committed person to your goals, to your dreams. If you go out and have this weak level, oh, you know what? If success lands on me, I'll take it. It's not about that. It's straight up and total commitment. You got to be totally on fire. Get up and win. Another strategy you need to implement, start listening to tapes, reading books. Find people that inspire and motivate you. I don't care who it is. There's Tony Robbins, there's Les Brown, there's 100 motivational speakers. Find people in your industry. Find people that if you are trying to learn pottery, find an expert potter and start following that person. Start seeing what they do. Start modeling that. Training is an acceleration of experience. You can have experience and you can grow through experience, and I've learned a ton of things through self-evaluated experiences. That being said, the fastest I have ever learned is by training with a master in whatever it was I was doing. I trained when I sold life insurance real aggressively. I trained with the masters. I trained with the best of the best at life insurance sales. When I started training martial arts, I was always looking for the best. Whoever was going to get me to that next level, whoever's going to take me to that top spot. Everything I have done, I've always sought the experts, because that way you can explode your dreams and goals. You need to get up there. They can help you elevate yourself. If you don't have a coach in what you're trying to accomplish, you're not going to accomplish it as easy. If you have certain lifting goals, go find a personal trainer. Is it expensive? Absolutely. People say, you know what, education is expensive. And yes, it is. But try ignorance. See how expensive that is. That comes from Brian Tracy. Love that guy. Brian Tracy is a great motivational speaker, great sales trainer. People talk about, oh, Brian, well, these tapes are so expensive. These books are so expensive. These seminars are so expensive. And he says, well, what did you earn last year? Well, I earned $50,000. Why aren't you earning $450,000? Well, I don't. And they get stopped. And they say, well, what do you mean? If you had the level of expertise that these other people in the room that are earning $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year, guess what would happen? You would start modeling that. Okay, so find a coach, find somebody that's going to help you, and commit. You can't do a weak sauce commitment. It can't be something that you say, you know what, I'm going to get it done when I feel like it. When you are committed to something, it's when you don't want to do it. It's not courageous to get up when you feel excited about life and go out and attack. Courage is when you get up in the morning and you go, oh, I didn't sleep good. I don't want to go to the gym today. I don't want to go hit the phone calls today. I don't want to go to work. It's getting up and doing it anyways. That's what courage is. You feel that fear, you feel that pain, you feel that, oh, I don't want to. You get up and do it anyways. And that's the type of commitment you have to have, courageous commitment. Go out, have some courage, commit to your goals and dreams, write them down, put them on paper, make sure you read them 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, commit to them. Put a date on them, when you're going to accomplish certain things by. What if I don't accomplish it by then? Then keep working harder. Find a mentor that's going to help you get there. All right, guys, happy 4th of July, and may the 4th be with you.